All right, y'all. So we had done a poll this past week about to see if anyone was interested in doing a fasting progression with us since we just went through our fasting 101 course. And so we've got some people interested in that. I just want to go over the guidelines. Even if you're a veteran faster and you can fast like an SHT fast or a water fast very easily on your own, what I'm going to recommend is that if you join this little progression with us, which I really hope you do, that you just kind of stay where we're at with things, because we want to get a feel for each one of these different phases. All right, so I'm going to go over the basic guidelines of what we're trying to do here. Remember, we've got, what we're going to do is starting on Monday, for those of us that are comfortable with it, we're going to start Nunday Monday. Nunday Monday means we're just fasting Monday, and we're going as long as we feel comfortable. And some of us may make it 16 or 18 hours like midday, and then feel like we have to eat. Some of us may make it 24 hours. Some of us may make it 20 hours. It doesn't really matter. Some of us may go past that, okay? But what we want to do for this first week, and then we're going to increase the difficulty. What we want to do for this first week is just a fat fast, okay? So regardless of how long you can go, when you feel like you need to break and have something, and the way to know that is if you feel, lightheaded, dizzy, irritable, moody, beyond what's normal, that's typically signs of low blood sugar, all right? And so we don't want to push past the boundary of being extremely uncomfortable or sacrificing our relationships or our work situation. So we want to have this mindset that we're fasting as long as we feel comfortable, we're letting space happen, we're experimenting with it, we're being very consciously present with it, because we want to learn something from it. And when we get to the point where we feel like we want to eat or need to eat, we just need to pause with it and ask the question, am I really hungry right now? Or have I just been triggered? Do I need to drink some water? Can I distract myself or something like that? But I think most of us are going to notice the difference between just being triggered and wanting some food versus like true hunger and being kind of like low blood sugar and irritable and stuff like that, all right? Now, the goal of this fat fast is when I feel like I need something, I'm just going to have a little bit of fat and or something that's a fatty meat, okay? So as I'm going through my day, I'm having some cream in my coffee, maybe I have like a half an avocado or something, and if I get to the point where I feel like I have to eat, my fallback is going to be something meaty and fatty, okay? And don't hesitate to do that. You can do as much of that as you want, because really what we're doing this first week is kind of like a low carb experiment with an intention of trying to fast and let space happen. And what I think most of us are going to notice, especially those of us that are better in SHT, is that this is relatively easy. As long as I know I have this fallback of being able to eat something meaty and fatty, I'm going to be perfectly fine, right? The struggle is probably going to be once I initiate some eating, not having the carbohydrates. I know that's going to be true for me, but if I'm doing it with all y'all, it's going to be way easier, right? So the things that we can have, again, things like when we fall back, the more meaty and fatty, the better. Eggs, bacon, avocados, olives are great. You can even have a little bit of veggies with a bunch of butter. I would say try to stay just with the meat and fat though. Ghee, olive oil, coconut cream. You can even have some bone stock with some bone marrow. And those things are all perfectly fine, okay? So again, the goal here is to kind of fall back to something that's still reinforcing the signal of fat for fuel and still reinforcing the benefits that we're getting from a fast, which is really metabolic flexibility and fat burning and all the stuff that gives us good energy levels and things, all right? Next week, we'll try to do an SHT fast together. Some other tips and hints you can use in the middle of space or not eating is going to be mineralized water. You can have coffee and tea, obviously, with a little bit of cream or a little bit of coconut milk. Herbal teas are great. And then bone stock is going to be awesome, okay? So again, to reinforce this idea of hunger versus just being triggered by food, we want to set ourselves up for success. We don't want to have stuff laying around out in plain sight. As soon as you start to smell or look at something, you're going to be triggered. That's normal. We're wired to eat. So set yourself up for success. And then also just be easy about it. If you feel irritable, low blood sugar, like you're going to pass out, if you just notice a big change in your mood or something, that's the time to eat something. And when you do, fall back to something meat and fat based. And then also have this mindset to do what you got to do. Like if you get to the evening and you have never done something like this and you're used to having carbs and you just can't take it, fall back to real food carbs. It's perfectly fine. Have some sweet potato, have some fruit, It's an experiment for sure. And the more that you do this, the more comfortable you can get with it. I think most of us can attempt this for a week, all right? So we're going to go as many days as we can. The goal on Nunday, Monday, go as long as you can, fall back on meat and fat. We're going to start over again Tuesday, go as long as you can, fall back on meat and fat. We're going to try to do that all week long, all right? If you're doing the Life As Is challenge, we're still doing all the different foundational principles. And that, by the way, alcohol is not allowed on the meat fat fast. All right. And I just want to put out some disclaimers. I would not fast if you're malnourished or underweight, under 18 years old, pregnant, breastfeeding, have gout, or are on medications that require food. You definitely want to check with your doctor before doing something like that. All right. I think that's all I got for you guys today. All right. I'm really excited about this. Make sure, here's the last thing. Make sure that you are posting and commenting about your experience in this group that we're creating. All right. That's the purpose of this community, is so we can support each other. So feel free to share what you're going through in the group. Okay. Love you guys. See ya.